904 Hurricane asking, Wholesome One, do you think the staff is liking what they are seeing out of the young linebackers since they didn't seem to be any urgency to bring in new recruits? Any chance we still scoop up a linebacker out of the portal?
I want to give him some time to at least see him move. I mean, Coach Diaz has admitted all they've been doing is lifting and having like player-led stuff. They haven't been able to do any mat drills, see anybody move, see any of that type of stuff get down. So I don't know for a fact if that old staff was the one who recruited these linebackers. So these brand new coaches, I mean, yeah, they've had a chance to watch film, but they're watching film on everyone. So I don't really know if you want to say that there was no urgency in bringing in more linebackers. I think that's a little unfair because these coaches just got there in like last week. You know what I'm saying? So, and we're very low on our numbers. We already filled out this class, so I don't know where we could go from there. But yeah, I don't really see us going to linebacker part. I know everybody was big on the USC linebacker, but I mean he's 6'3", 265, and can't move east and west. He's a heat-seeking missile. He's really big and strong and aggressive, but speed is the name of the game. Speed is the name of the game. So, Mark, before we go on to something else,
Yeah.
I have a question for you because it's something that's been in conversation a lot. What are some of the facets of football? As far when I say my facets, I mean like attributes, as far as speed, strength, that you think you're either born with or can be added to you. For your years, decades of watching this sport and seeing young men either come in at like 160 pounds and leave at 215, big, strong, swole dudes. What are some of the things that you can develop over time, and what are some that you either have it or you don't?
All right. You bring up speed first and foremost. You're born with speed. Now, can you improve your speed? Obviously, yeah, you could work with a track coach and you can maximize your technique, and run the right way. And obviously by working out and doing the right exercises, that this is what a lot of people just flat out in America don't get. And I'm not saying I'm an expert at it, but I do my best when I build a workout program to educate myself on, people just go to the gym and they just jump on a treadmill and then they lift weights and then they walk out, and they don't really know what their intent or purpose is. So that's very important. So you can improve your speed, but I think the ceilings, you're either fast or you're not fast. Mm-hmm. You're either born with that twitch or not. Now, in terms of strength, I think, again, I'm 5'11", 180. This is what I am. This is what I was born with. This frame's only going to be so big. There's only so much potential there. But I do think that there's a larger gap that you can grow into or build from a strength standpoint than a speed standpoint.
Okay.
I think there's more potential for anybody to grow stronger or work toward being stronger than they can to be faster.
Okay.
There are certain things that are connected to either one of those abilities, strength and speed, that aren't either one of them. They are change of direction, quickness in a small period. There are great athletes along the offensive line, but we don't look at them as great athletes because we think of great athletes as guys that can dunk a basketball or run a 440. But they're great athletes for their size and for what they need to do. They're great technicians with their hands, and that's an ability that I think is mostly learned.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there is some connection between book smarts and intelligence and being able to learn it on a football field. Some connection. Like I would guess that the typical, and again, I'm not saying every particular Stanford player is a smart football player, but I would think that they're generally smarter football players than most football players. Like there is a connection, but it's not a perfect connection. Are there really smart dudes that get A's, straight A's, that just on a football field just can't figure it out? Yeah. Are there dudes off the street that flunk all their classes and just don't get it in a classroom that have football smarts? Absolutely. But I think there is a connection. I think there's a reason why Northwestern plays smart, Stanford plays smart, and those kind of schools generally play smart. The service academies, their players play smart. Most of them. Again, not everybody. What else can we go to here? I was trying to break down, when you think physicality, you think strength and speed.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you think intelligence, obviously, and taking that to the field.
And the reason why I ask these things, because in recruiting, I've always questioned, you're going to recruit a linebacker who's 4'6", 4'7", who's slow. What are you doing?
Yeah, he can only get that much. He can work at it, but he's only going to get a little bit faster. You can maximize. You could probably. What do you think the average dude that runs a 4.7, if he really, really works at it, can run a 4.66, run a 4.64?
4.6. I was gonna say in between from 4.64 up to 4.67, somewhere in there. I mean, because you can get probably like, you're not gonna get a whole second, but you get a lot of tenths off of there and cut weight.
Even to extend that point, Wholesome One, it would be one thing if you were saying the only thing this dude's going to be doing is running a 40-yard dash, and we're going to work on his speed. That you can work more with than we just need a fast dude, and he's going to have to run fast in that direction, then that direction, then that direction. So he doesn't have time, or he cannot think about, I need to run like this all the time and keep my arms. It'd be one thing if we're saying we're training this dude just to run a 40-yard dash. That you can work with. But to improve a person's speed that much when they're playing a game and having to run in 82 different directions. No.
And then there's also football field speed. There might be guys who they know exactly where they're going. They know where you're going, especially at linebacker. They know where you're trying to go. They know based off of what formation, 9 times out of 10, they know where their players are going to be, so they know what gaps are open. So it makes them look even faster. You get what I'm saying? But I look at a player like Ray Lewis, who reported to Miami at 215. Leaving Miami, he was like 232. Year 3 or 4 in the NFL, he's pushing like 265. Ray was like, I think he was 270 in 2000, 2001. That dude looked out of this world. It was over time, though. You know what I'm saying? But yes, that's a long time ago. But I look at guys like Shaq Quarterman. I mean, are we not supposed to recruit him? No. But to switch it to a 4-2-5 scheme, where a guy who's already slow, and now you expect him to cover even more ground, when you don't have the defensive ends to bounce it back inside of him, you don't have a playmate next to him that can really fly, because Mike Pinckney ain't that faster than him. What are we doing? That doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? You look at a guy, Romeo Finley, made the perfect transition. He's a slow safety, but he was solid enough as striker to look really good. But then we made an even better upgrade. A corner who was too big to be cornered, moved to safety, was too slow, and then he moves to striker, and he arguably to me, he won my MVP at Gilbert Frierson. He was the best player on that football field for the Miami Americans this year. Most consistent, showed up in every game, made big plays. Okay, but that's having enough foresight to see what a young man does well, what he isn't too good at just yet, and let's find a position to maximize him at that, what he can do for the team. The days of just having a solid tackler who can't cover, who's a big hitter at safety, are gone. That doesn't make any logical sense. You sit the young man down and you say, here are 2 pieces of paper. One is the game plan at linebacker. The other one is a transfer script. You figure out which one you want to fill out. Because the years of us wasting players has to stop, Mark. reiterate this story for new hashtag rewatch squad people. I'll take the last 10 years. I won't even go back any further. Okay. Ray Armstrong played safety at Miami. Mark, what did he play in the NFL?
Didn't he play linebacker?
Okay,
Yeah.
next. Let's go to the next one. A couple seasons later, Miami recruits a 6'2", 200-pound plus strong safety by the name of Jamal Carter. He played strong safety at Miami. What did he play in the NFL, Mark?
Linebacker.
Oh, okay. Just so you see how this is going? Okay, no problem. All right. So one was 6'2.5", 6'3", 215, and Ray Armstrong. The other one is 6'2", 205. Okay. So we get to another prospect, similar size, same style player, a little less athlete than Jamal or Ray Armstrong, right? His name happens to be, same last name, Amari Carter. Played safety at Miami. If he wants to sniff the National Football League, spend the next 6 months building muscle and training out of a 2-point stance going forward, not taking steps backwards. And I promise you, you will sign a piece of paper to play in the National Football League. It's just that simple. It's no way we claim to be historians of this program and study this programs and have those examples of players who are almost identical to what you do. In the minute that they had to have people invest in them to go out there and play and make plays for them, what did they switch him to? Linebacker. So we don't have to keep having this conversation. We don't have to keep arguing about it. Either you come down in the box or you enter the transfer portal. Just that simple. Or you can stand with me on the sideline and help send in signals. That's always cool too. But if you want to continue to play, put on 10, 15. You're already 212. Patrick Queen, who just got drafted in the first round by my Ravens, was like 228 pounds. How is this so hard? How? Good God, man. Well, I say all of that to say this simple. Some things you're born with. Some things you can't really, you can help, but they're not going to go from someone being even a 4.5 guy, which isn't slow, isn't going to wake up as much training as he can is not going to be a 4.3 guy. Okay. One thing you can build is strength. So if you come with speed and I put proper weight on you and add strength, you're not going to get that slow because you're already built with nice speed. Oh, so one of them I can add to you, and it only takes away a little bit. The other one, if you're 280, even if I bring you down to 240, you're not going to be that fast. You're not going to be flying like that. Okay. So I'm going to keep saying this, Mark. Every week I'm going to bring up Amari Carter. Hashtag Amari Carter to linebacker. Bring it up. I started it today, right there. Hashtag Amari Carter to linebacker. Let's get it rolling on Twitter, guys.
Well, part of the reason I answered the question the reason I answered it the way I answered it was I was drawing somewhat on personal experience and just thinking about my own measly high school athletic career. And I'm no great athlete. Was I a decent athlete? Am I a better athlete than most people walking down the street? I actually am, but am I anything close to no way. But I could run a 4.58 40. But I was 158 pounds when I was a senior in high school. What are you looking at?
As a senior, Mark?
I was only weighing 158. Yeah.
Mark, I remember the last time I was on the other side of 200.
So yeah, so I'm telling you that what I'm saying is, so I'm thinking speed. Did I ever try to be fat? Whatever you think of 4.58, it's faster than most people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is it top end speed? No, but it's faster than like just about anybody in my high school. But was I a skinny kid? Yeah, I don't even You know, some people have looked at me and said, "You must be a swimmer." You know, yeah, I don't have a football build at all. Thin guy. But I do know that even at 158 pounds tops in high school, that when I started lifting weights, when I was like in eighth grade, ninth grade, I'm throwing up like 115 or 20 pounds on the bench. But by the time I graduate from high school and I'm into college, I'm throwing up 300 because I work at it.
Right.
Could I have gotten that much faster? A little bit. If I would have worked with a track coach, yeah, maybe I ran a 4.52 or something like that.
Right.
I wouldn't have improved at all. But strength wise, I still had a pretty skinny frame, but I worked at it and I increased my bench press to 300 pounds.
And if we're going personal, look at it. For me, okay, I had the natural as someone who played both ways in high school. I worked my behind off to play, and I get to college. Of course, I'm 5'11", so I'm not 6'4". You know what I'm saying? So I would have to go to the outside because the inside is big dudes. So I'm blitzing off the edge, moving off the weak side, right? Well, over time, 240 turned into 265, turned into 275, turned into 280. So then you could creep inside, and what are you bringing to the table at defensive tackle if you've been at defensive end for a long time? Quickness, athleticism, use of hands. Our defensive line coach talks about that all the time. I want to make strong side defensive ends, put weight on them, and make them defensive tackles. And then if you're a 3 technique and you grow into a 1 technique, then I switch you over to 1 technique. So we can have the foresight to understand that a big DN can move to D tackle. We don't have the foresight to understand that a big safety who can't cover hasn't already made the move to linebacker. Oh, okay. 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 Nice. Hashtag Amari Carter the linebacker. Just that simple.